Today, we got a way closer look at the new subfloor coming to Roblox stores, titled The Outdoors. See what they did there? And there's a lot of things in here that were way beyond what I thought was coming. I mean, the main reason why I was so excited was because of the new environment we would be roaming in, but there's way more to anticipate. There's new gameplay mechanics, new quality of life features, and most likely a little bit more story that comes with this update. Now, I actually want to start with the elephant in the room, with that being the groundskeeper, with this being the first real kind of roaming enemy we've ever seen indoors. It's dubbed the groundskeeper because it keeps you off the ground, more specifically the grass. It's clear that if you go off the beaten path, he will soon begin to chase you down, probably until you get back on the trail, or he catches you and kills you. A pretty cool thing about this guy is that he's the one making all the no walking signs that he puts on the grass, as we can see him painting the symbol here. We can also see that he's more or less the caretaker or gardener of this place, cutting vines where they're not supposed to be, picking up fallen sticks off the ground, and planting lavender around the area as well. I also noticed that he seems to be some kind of undead being because, well, his arm kind of seemed like a skeleton with the vines reinforcing its limbs. Now, the next main thing that the trailer shows is the quality of life features, the first of which being Stardust, which allows you to skip the subfloors instead of having to traverse the entire main floor first. This is a really good feature in general because it's a bit tedious to get through these main floors just to get to the subfloors, especially with the outdoors, because that requires you to get all the way to the greenhouse in the hotel, which is, you know, at like door 90 or something. So the fact that you can kind of just skip it with Stardust is just really nice. Next up is item skins, which we all saw coming, but more importantly, these skins can be purchased with knobs. Originally, I had thought that if this would become a feature, it would require the Stardust that they teased in one of the devlogs. But I'm proud to be wrong here because I'm sure we all have a ton of knobs to burn, so we can use them to get the skins, which they show off this crucifix one here, which looks really nice. Though it does say that chromas cost Stardust, which I'm assuming is something like a slight glow on items that can be added in addition to the skins. So be sure to loot everything so you can find all the Stardust to enhance your skins. We also have saves between floors coming to the game, which is as simple as it sounds. You can save your run after you beat a floor and continue it later, which is pretty neat. Now, the next thing they introduce here is really interesting, as there's a guiding light rift which is locked behind a skeleton lock. So it seems that they've added more ways to access the rifts aside from the beginning and the end of floors, which is another really cool thing they've added, because now you can actually save something for the middle of a run when you might actually need it, instead of just grabbing it out of the rift in the beginning and then possibly dying before you get to use it in the first place. And it also does seem like they've added more rooms to the hotel in general, as we can see this with the room here that has 2 floors to it. So I'm actually kind of excited to see what they've done with other rooms that might be in the hotel as well. What's even more intriguing though is that near the end of the trailer, they show a person running through the forest, and a tree log can be seen with Zeke's eyes etched into the bark, which makes me think that they actually might have added a mini Zeke chase inside the subfloor, which could be really cool to play through, and maybe like the groundskeeper is also chasing you too. And if that's the case, it'd be kind of surprising to see them add a grand encounter to a subfloor, since in the Q&A they did on Twitter, they said they weren't planning to do that, so maybe they just changed their minds. The common node entities seem to be present here as well, with a little sequence of them hiding from what's coming, though there is the question of, is it the node monsters we've seen from the main floors, or is it something new that they've added for the outdoors? I kind of hope it's the second one. And the last scene they show is again the player running with another birch tree with Zeke's eyes on it, which kind of reinforces the Zeke chase I suggested earlier. Now I kind of want to get into just a little bit of the possible lore implications that can be seen here. So we've seen the thorny vines before outside the courtyard in the mines, and I suggested that they might be sentient. Well, here in this trailer, this green lightning strikes multiple times, accompanied by a massive thorny vine emerging out of the ground. Emerging out of the ground. Why do you guys sound like the TikTok voice? It's possible that this lightning is, in a way, corrupting plant life and causing them to grow rogue. It can even be seen attacking the groundskeeper at the end of the trailer, albeit performative, and this lightning may also be the reason why the herb in the infirmary has the regenerative properties that it does, though herbs in real life can treat sickness, so that may not be the case. Regardless though, this green lighting does seem to have a significance here, with how many times it's shown in the trailer. And for all we know, this may not even be a scenery thing. This could very well be a gameplay mechanic meant to indicate to you that something's coming. But again, we won't know till we know. But what's at the very end of this trailer is actually the most interesting, because they show a flower blossoming, but this is no ordinary flower. Remember the devlog teaser of the pink leaf in a shed? This is where it came from, and this whole thing could be what's underneath the surface of this whole update, and there could be a lot of things in the subfloor that has to do with this flower, considering it's somewhat hidden. But with that, those are going to be mainly my thoughts about this trailer, a really good trailer at that. I'm mainly hyped at encountering the groundskeeper because it's a roaming monster, and it might be like insanely smart, like who knows. And I also want to find out about that pink petal and what it even does. If I missed anything that wasn't too obvious, make sure to put a comment down below, like saying that I'm like stupid. I'll probably live stream this when it goes live, so we can like play it together or something. So if you guys are interested in that, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you'll actually be notified when I go live. And be sure to let me know what you're excited about for the update. And with that, be sure to like and subscribe, but only if you did enjoy. And I will catch y'all whenever I decide to upload again.